Ever wondered how commercials get the perfect bite? This is how.
I don't think you understand how long it took me to find this tool. This is apparently called a butter shaver? A butter curler. I think that's the one. That is sharp. It's got like teeth on it. And we are going to test this out. Does this result in a clean bite? Because trust me, these teeth, they can result in a clean bite. They often do. I had never seen one of these, but we managed to find it. I don't know if you can see. This is what I was talking about. This is very sharp. It's promising. So we're going to pretend that this is a McDonald's commercial. So I've got two Big Macs here. Please don't be ugly. Okay, that's okay. It's as good as McDonald's gets in America. So this is our first burger. I'm gonna try to make them look pretty. Otherwise, there's no point to this. Not me face tuning in real life. The cow is like, can I just die? Wow. You know what? This is as good as it's gonna get. I can't do better. Suddenly I understand the McDonald's workers. Honestly, they look the same. This is fair, as in both look terrible. What the hell is this? McDonald's used to try. I swear, they literally don't care anymore. They're like, what are you gonna do? Stop coming here? No, you're not. And you know what? They're absolutely right. We are going to use this as the front because I think they look quite similar. So this is gonna be our control group. So I'm gonna bite this one and we're gonna test out whether my bite is cleaner or that little tool. No pressure. Don't mess this up. Okay. Pretty happy with that. It looks kind of clean. It looks kind of incredible. Interesting. Now let's try this again, this time around using our little tool. I will say, these teeth are pretty sharp. Ooh, the plate is moving. This is pretty hard. Wait, I might have to hold the burger. This is not as easy as I thought. I'm like, I don't even know if I'm all the way to the bottom. Wait a minute. I think that kind of worked. Annoyingly. Let me make sure I cut it out in the bottom as well. The plate is a little bit curved, so it's not ideal. This is my mess up, but we're gonna clean it out. Oh, wait. That does not look real at all. It looks too deep of a bite. And the teeth, I think the teeth are not serrated enough. Like you were biting into it with plastic teeth. Like you forgot to take your retainers off before you ate your Big Mac. Maybe let's try this again on a flat surface. It's very clean. Once again, it kind of looks like the same as the other side. In my opinion, it looks too much of a clean bite, but it definitely looks better now that we've done it flat. Let's see the side by side. Looking at it side by side, can you guys even guess which one is which? Because I think I would be confused. Surprisingly, this is my bite. This is the tiny one. This is a real bite. This one is a lot thicker and wider. It's just more dramatic of a bite. Like this one looks a little bit more normal. There's something artificial about it. Like nobody's mouth is this big. If this was me shooting a food commercial, I would be eating burgers left to right. I'd be like, I'll take this one for the team. I think people are going to disagree over which one looks better with this one. But for me, my teeth look better. So this is my real bite. I kind of see why this is not doable. And here's the commercial bite. A lot deeper. If this was a person, I'd be scared of this person.
This is the trick to getting the perfect squeeze. Take one.
So I'm gonna start by cutting this into lemon wedges, which I guess would be into quarters. I'm gonna need more than one because we're gonna do like a comparison shot and one where we're gonna overfill the lemon. Because we need to know what is the truth, just for the fun. I feel like we're not gonna need more than this. I think this will be perfect. No me getting medical grade insulin syringes for this. I literally bought these from a hospital. These are real medical syringes. This is perfectly normal. We're about to inject some Ozempic into the lemon. So how do we fill... Oh, this is kind of scary. So we gotta fill this up. Wow, this just triggers one of my biggest fears, which is going to get an injection and someone injecting bubbles of oxygen into me. It seems so plausible all of a sudden. We're gonna fill this up with water and then we're going to inject the lemon as much as we can. Why does this kind of look natural on me? This should be my profession. We're gonna inject the lemon wedges and then I'm gonna use the slow motion feature of my phone, of course, like a TV commercial, and we're gonna get a slow motion comparison of both. And we're gonna see, is this really worth it or can you just squeeze a lemon? Should we just be squeezing lemons? When life gives you lemons, you get a syringe and you fill it up until it almost explodes. So we've got the syringe here, and I'm just going to fill up the syringe with water. Oh no, not the bubbles. No, me giving the lemon a heart attack or wind. I don't know which one's worse. This is going to be the lemon wedge that I'm going to fill up. Let's see how much water we can put in here. Oh my god, it's literally... wow. Not the bootleg hyaluronic acid. Not the lemon getting the Kylie Jenner lips. Wait, it is possible to do this because it's so thin, the needle. It's kind of genius. Nothing actually happens. Like, it doesn't disrupt the lemon. It just looks like a completely normal slice of lemon, even though I've done 2 injections by now. A total of 2 milliliters total. So this one has 2 more milliliters of water. I'm trying to distribute it evenly. This is pumped up. This lemon is about to blow up. That lemon got that BBL. It just looks so juicy now. This is the juiciest lemon ever. I'm gonna squeeze this one in slow motion and then this one, and we're gonna see which one has the most dramatic like splash for like a TV commercial. This will be fun. I'm going to dress this up for our TV commercial. You know, this is fun. This is how I have fun filming videos. 100 or nothing. No in between. This is gonna be like my little broccoli salad. This looks great. My phone is on the super slow motion setting, so hopefully this will work. First of all, we're going to use the non-yassified lemon. That was a pretty good squeeze. I need to see this in super slow motion now and see how dramatic it is. It was pretty juicy, you know? So let me see what it looks like. That was pretty good. That looks incredible. Okay, so maybe we did something. I struggle to see how this could be better. So this is the pumped up yassified lemon. It's literally juicing already, just me by holding it. Like, the tension in this lemon is next level. The juiciest lemon in the world. Like, 1, 2. That literally squeezed in every possible direction except on the dish. There was definitely way more water in here. There's water everywhere. I don't think the camera's got it though. That definitely works, but it's too much. It almost looks ridiculous. So we're gonna put it side by side and see both of the squeezes. I know for a fact that it works. There was a lot more water in it, like a lot more squeezing. However, I think the projection of the squeeze, it kind of went into the phone. It went this way, that way. It kind of went everywhere. Like a lot of these things, they're very dramatic and they don't look realistic. The best part is you can enjoy your lemon juiced up with water. Yum.
Today I'm going to show you how I make slushies.
This is called instant snow. This is supposed to be made with the same ingredient that the lady used in the videos. This actually has many different applications. It's supposed to make 1 gallon of snow. How much is 1 gallon? Let's make it. So we got the snow, we got water, and we've got food coloring. I can't remember what the lady did, but I think it would be smart to dye the water before we add it to the snow. Obviously, when they're shooting TV commercials, things can melt, so anything that is made of ice or ice cream, it's like a ticking bomb. You'd have to replace it like every 5 minutes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Not me flexing that I know how to count. Okay, 10 drops of blue food coloring. I'm looking for like the blue raspberry color of like a slushie. Oh, this is too dark. Oh, I should have stopped. Okay, interesting. That's a lot darker than I was expecting. You probably should dilute this a little bit. Why is it so dark? Is this the world's strongest food coloring? Oh no, my whole kitchen is stained. If we add more water, maybe this will become more like... This is supposed to expand 100 times of its size, and I just want 1 serving of slushy. So how much do we add? Like, maybe that much, right? 100 times this is... No, that can't be right. 100 times this, that would fill up my whole kitchen. Maybe a little bit more. Let's see what happens when we add water to it. Oh, let's add more. Oh my god, look at this. That is so satisfying. And it looks like a slushie. Do you see how it's moving? This is what I imagine it's growing in the crevices of my kitchen in between the oven and the counter. The ones we can't clean. It's probably worse. Guys, this is so cool and it looks exactly like a slushie. Like this texture, that's a slushie. These are a bit dry, so I do think we need more water, but I think the color is literally perfect. I'm so excited for this. I want to see a side by side with the real slushie. This looks more like a real slushie than a real slushie. Like I want to eat it. Can I eat it? No. So I'm gonna add more water. I don't think we need more food coloring because the color is kind of perfect. And once we mix, this will be fine. How do we know when it's ready? Because it keeps growing. Is there a limit to slushiness? Are you kidding me? I want to touch it. How is this not... How is it not frozen? It's warm. I'm losing my mind over this. This is perfect. I want to put this in a cup. The gradient of it, it's giving slushy when you drink the juice on top too quick. Let me give you a fake slushy ASMR. I'm gonna add 3 more drops of food coloring. 1, 2, 3. And some more water as well. It keeps growing. Do you see that? See, that looks more like the slushy. There's definitely a way to perfect this, that's for sure. Even if you press it, look, the consistency when you press it, it's kind of like a slushy. So here we've got a real slushy from McDonald's. Slushies are really difficult to work with because they're either liquidy or too solid, no in between. Put some of the liquid. Oh, there's no liquid. This shows you how difficult a slushy is to work with. I'm like, I have no idea how to do this. There we go. This is our real slushy. A little bit messy, but we got there in the end. So now moving on to our fake slushy. I mean, it looks real as it is. Look, you can even scoop it like, almost like ice cream. Look at this. Doesn't that look just like a real slushy? This one looks more real than the other one. Then I'm gonna get a little bit of the lighter ones for this next one so that it becomes gradually lighter. This is so satisfying to scoop. I could literally scoop this all day. This is fake. That's not a real slushy. Like, how? And this is a real slushy, which for some reason it looks fake. Wow, that makes it look even more real. Look at the colors, the saturation of it. The blue is sinking to the bottom slowly, but it's getting there. So now, if you look at both of them, you understand why they use this in TV commercials, because it looks exactly the same, just better. It's like that one frozen in time, literally, no pun intended. Even if you wanted to put the lid on it, I'm sure this would still look like real. Maybe not. You know what? It might explode. I'm gonna be removing blue dye for the rest of my life. Everything's blue.
Ever wonder how food stylists get that beautiful melty cheese on a burger patty?
So I've got a pan here with some water boiling. We also got burgers and American cheese. For the normal one, I'm just going to put the cheese on top and just put it in the microwave because, let's keep it real, that would be the way that anyone would do this. And also, processed cheese is already so soft that do you really need to like stand here, like wait for this to boil? That seems like a lot of effort. I think it will look the same if you put it in the microwave, but I could be wrong. I have been wrong. I usually am wrong. In the video, they also cut the cheese with scissors, so I'm gonna be doing that. Not for the standard one though. I've got a hamburger, so I'm just gonna put the cheese on it, and this is going to go in the microwave. For the TV commercial one, the first thing they do is they actually cut it, so I'm gonna try to be very gentle here. Okay, I'm not entirely sure why they cut it, because to me this seems kind of perfect, but I'm gonna make it a little bit more square, because it's kind of like a rectangle. We're gonna bring an appropriate sized knife for this, so I'm just gonna remove this. Okay, now it's a perfect square. This is a lot of effort, not the beef falling apart. So I'm gonna microwave this one for literally like 10 seconds, and this will be the comparison one. 10 seconds in the microwave, it kind of results in this. It's not bad. I mean, I wish it was a little more melty on these sides here. The texture on top is definitely not ideal, but also this would probably be inside a burger bun, so you would only see this. They kind of like put the cheese like kind of on the steam. Do you see there's like water steam coming from it? But they also kind of dip it sometimes, the corners. Is this what a facial feels like? I'm just gonna be here for a while. Play elevator music, please. as I increase the temperature. This is not how I thought my adult life would go. It is in fact how it's going. Today I brought my slice of cheese to the sauna. How was your day? So the cheese is kind of going matte instead of shiny. I don't know if I'm absorbing the grease with my hands. Should we start dipping it a little bit like they did in the video? Me when I don't like the sauce but I still want to try it. I'm so scared this is melting and dropping in the water. It does look kind of artificial melted. It looks kind of weird. Look how you can see my fingers in the back. Like that's weird. Imagine if I dropped it. I would be so sad. It looks so shiny and artificial. I can barely hold it. I think I'm gonna put it on top of the burger. So this, the edges of it, you see how it looks so shiny? But then in the center, it's like a little bit matte. It's kind of weird, but the edges, definitely dipping them in the water, it works. Look at that. That looks like perfectly melty. I think it could be even a little bit more melty. I'm trying to move quick so that the cheese doesn't cool down and you can still see it. I mean, I see the difference. Not melted in the center though. It only melts where you dip it. Look, here it's super melty. So the edges are very shiny. If you imagine this in a sandwich, this one would probably look way better than the other one. Just for the fun, this is literally exactly the same as you get at McDonald's. Even better, I would say. Right? That kind of does look like what you get at McDonald's. And this one is essentially what's promised to you in the commercials. It's just the cheese is more yellow, less like toasty. It's still melty, could be definitely a little bit more melty, but it has that like plastic look to it. I get it.
Here's a good styling hack for perfect sesame seed burger buns. I use hairspray to glue the sesame seeds. It also gives the bun a nice slight shine.
Bread, hairspray. Just a classic day in my life. I honestly thought that the lady was kind of exaggerating. Like, all breads come the same amount of squished, right? When you buy them from a package. Except she was 100% right. This is the sesame bread and it's completely like destroyed. This one is wrinkly, but it is not as squished. What is it about the sesame seed buns? They make some extra squishy. Because that doesn't make sense. Isn't it all bread? Aren't all breads built equal? Flour and water? My mom before we have to go anywhere. What is this? Spider webs? 4 times mega hold. Didn't even know that existed. I am here to validate that lady's feelings because she's 100% right. These buns, what is wrong with these people? Arnold, what is wrong with you? Look, this is the same brand that she used in the video, and look at this. Are you kidding me? How is this okay? This is way too squished. I mean, it's fine to eat. Obviously, they cannot use this in TV commercials. So let's see if we can do something better than this. Even if I try to find like the best looking one, this is straight up criminal. This is what we're trying to avoid. We're gonna see if these are a lot better. This is just the first one I see, and it's a little bit better. These are still very squished. I know it's bread, and bread is supposed to look like bread. This needs some injections of Botox. Whatever it is, it needs it. Nothing to see here, just styling my bun. Oh, I think I made it too wet. Will the sesame seeds stick? Yep. Oh, they really do, even when it's at an angle. And wait, it actually doesn't look wet, it looks kind of like shiny. Wait, this looks a lot better. Okay, I'm going a little bit wild, but I want to get the sides. Not me throwing this on the side. When I said I was gonna make it rain, I meant sesame seeds. I'm struggling with this corner here. Okay, 1, 2. Oh, that worked too well. The difference between these two is actually like this should be studied in school. It's towards shocking. Let me show you from up close. This is a regular bun that you buy from the supermarket. There's nothing wrong with it if you're just gonna eat it. But obviously if you want to take photos of it, if you want to use it in a TV production, I mean, let's be honest. And here we've got the bun that we made using hairspray and sesame seeds. And like, I obviously did a terrible job. I didn't even clean this up, but it really worked. The sesame seeds almost stick too much. That's pretty incredible. It has this shine to it that it just makes it look like the most delicious, freshest bun. And in reality, it's just a burger bun from the supermarket. So we're going to prepare 2 different ice cream cones. One of them, a regular ice cream cone. The second one, still edible, but non-melting ice cream. We're going to be using the most American ingredient perhaps ever. This is Crisco, all vegetable shortening. The perks of living in America is I can get these spoonfuls of fat that I've never seen anywhere else in the world. This kind of looks like ice cream already, like vanilla ice cream, so this will probably work. It just lacks that fluffiness. This will probably be fine. And to this, we're gonna add a whole lot of icing sugars. She didn't specify the measurements, but she said a lot of icing sugar. I think I understood the assignment. Because we're making fake strawberry ice cream, I'm gonna add, I don't know if red is the right one. Hopefully this will turn pink and not red. Okay. I think we might have added a little bit too much icing sugar, but I'm not sure. Wait. It kind of looks like ice cream. It looks like either ice cream or frosting, or a combination, like an in-between. I'm gonna add a little bit more red because it's just not pink enough. It's too much like frosting, so I do think it needs more icing sugar. Maybe not that much, but it'll be fine. Am I crazy, or is this still giving frosting? Okay, that looks like ice cream now. I know it might not seem like ice cream, but wait. I'm pretty sure, yep, that is basically non-melty ice cream. We could add a little, maybe a tiny little bit more icing sugar. That's pretty incredible. This looks so much like ice cream. Like, this isn't real. Like, would you believe this is not ice cream? Even looking at it here, if you have an ice cream store and pretend like you have more flavors than you actually do. And then if someone orders it, just give it to them. Honestly, who cares? $1 is $1. Oh, why is there no covering the ice cream? This is why everyone's licking ice cream in America. What is wrong with people? There's no lid on it? This is so wrong. I actually would not eat this. I'm horrified. What happened to the lid? Let's get over the trauma. And we are going to scoop. I'm not good at scooping ice cream. Are we doing 1 scoop each? I hope it comes out good. This is what it's like to work with real ice cream. It's not the best, but it looks good enough. No, because you guys are not gonna believe this. Will it scoop? Are you kidding me? The color is better. The texture is better. I have no words. Wait, let me do one more. And it's so easy to scoop. I think I was a bit ambitious with this scoop. It was too much of a scoop. It'll be fine. And it will never melt. I actually think they both look pretty even. The only difference is this one will stay like this. This one is melting already. Okay, so we're gonna do some sprinkles on this one. Sprinkles on the fake ice cream, and look, they stick just as well, if not better. And to really mess up with our senses, we're going to do a cherry on top, and this one, and this one. I'm not gonna lie, when that starts to melt, it makes me want to eat that really quick. I'm really trying to hold my self-control not to eat it right now. This one will stay the same. Should we give it like, what, 5 minutes? Oh my god, the cherry on top. Let's give it 5 minutes and see what it looks like in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, it went from looking pretty incredible to this. In 5 minutes, this literally didn't even move. Not even the angle of the cherry. I know it's probably gross what's in here. I'm gonna eat it. But you can see why people have to go through these lengths. This would be impossible to photograph. It would be very, very difficult. And I'm not a professional.
Here's our food styling secret for perfect grill marks. We use a charcoal starter. The marks look great on camera, and the food is still edible.
This is apparently called a charcoal starter. I've never seen one of these, and now I'm about to burn some hot dogs with one of these. Ain't it funny how life goes? So the metal that heats up is dangerously close to the part where you hold it. This is definitely not for someone as clumsy as me at the airport. Let's say we're doing a TV commercial for Oscar Mayer uncured wiener. What does uncured even mean? I swear, America is not a real country. How is this made with turkey, chicken, and pork? They said remix. They said what's left in the farm. If you're shooting a TV commercial for something like that, most of the times it's done indoors, in a studio. So obviously they have to come up with creative ways to quickly cook the product. This charcoal starter seems dangerous, so I'm not playing any games here. I'm using these. Is this gonna go like bright red? Let's see if it makes a sound already. Let's do 2 sausages at a time. This sounds dangerous. Oh my god, this is so powerful. This is so satisfying. This is next level satisfying. It's also getting really, really hot. This machine works. It smells like a roasted pig in here. Like, I don't know if you guys can see me there in the reflection, but I'm kind of freaking out over how hot this is. Oh, you could even make this more realistic by rubbing it. Now the whole thing seems cooked. That's pretty incredible in 10 seconds. And like, if you spin it around, you wouldn't even find a part where it doesn't look real. I don't know if the grill marks that I've done are the most realistic. That looks so legit. And this is not even cooked on the inside. Like, look at this. It moves like a raw. It's soft. It's dead on the inside. It's cold. I cannot stop now. This is so cool. Okay, I got carried away. Let me switch this off. Are you kidding me? A hot dog that looks like it was cooked by Martha Stewart. It looks expensive. It kind of looks like I wrote "We Come in Peace" in Alien. Let's try it. It's definitely an improvement from that time we tried motor oil. Let's not talk about that. So we're gonna try this with real maple syrup. No weird ingredients here. This is 100% maple syrup. Ingredients, maple syrup. I think this is kind of important because this has failed me before. So we're gonna switch on the heat. And that's it. We're just gonna cook it until it becomes thicker. I'm gonna pour... And that's about $30 worth of syrup. That wasn't a joke. And you know what? We might need a little bit more. Okay, so this is starting to bubble up a little bit. I'm gonna mix it. Okay, this is bubbling up a little bit too much. Okay, what is going on? Is that what it's supposed to look like? Just don't burn on me, because this is a little too expensive for this to burn. I'm probably gonna be mixing this the rest of my life. And my house smells like a cabin in the woods. I'm gonna walk outside and people are gonna ask me if I'm from Canada. I don't know how that makes any sense, but this is giving more liquidy than what we started with. I am confused. It's giving butterscotch and I wanted to give maple syrup. So I hope this darkens up a little bit, but I definitely think this is thicker. So we're just gonna let this cool down and then I'll show you what it looks like. I mean, we're gonna see the side by side, but look at this. Look at the richness of the color in the center. So we're gonna transfer this into this little squeezy bottle just so that it's easier to pour on top of the pancakes. I'm gonna try not to make a mess because I think this is very, very sticky. It's literally sugar. This is getting thicker by the second, so I better move quick before this becomes fully solid. Oh my god, it's so thick. Look, it's delayed the pouring because it's so thick. Oh, this is still warm, but why is the color of this kind of incredible? I think this is 100% going to work. Let me get every single drop out. So this first shot is going to be just a regular straight up maple syrup. Nothing changed about it. So I'm gonna cut 2 squares of butter. Okay, never mind. Let me try this again. I had 1 job. Gotta do it slow. I'm gonna put the little square of butter on top of the pancakes. And this is going to be the first one. That's still pretty satisfying. Let's do some here in the front. But as you can see, it definitely runs quick. Like, it's running. Why are you running? This is absorbing so quickly into the pancake. This is like the one time a year that I use moisturizer on my back. It's like, it took all in too quick. Once again, we are going to use a square of butter. The sauce is practically cooled down, but it looks a little bit grainy. I don't know if I maybe overly reduced it, but the consistency seems right. Oh my god, why is it chunky? I mean, if it wasn't chunky. The sauce that's in the pan didn't turn out grainy. Look at this one. Look at the way it pours. That's a lot more like what we were looking for. So I wonder if putting it in the jar was the problem. This one actually turned out like slime. This is kind of what I thought it was gonna happen. So maybe it was my mistake. Oh my god, I'm so scared of doing this. This one acts exactly like slime. Like, I'm not sure about this. But it is smooth. I kind of think this is what we're meant to get. We just have to wait, but I think this is going to be perfect. I should have put a little more sauce on top, but this is 100% how it is. It's practically slime, and you'll be able to get as many shots as you want. Yep. You could actually manipulate this. Look, you could do that, and then eventually it looks normal. And even though we might have reduced the sauce a lot, look at this. So you just put it where you want it to be and then you leave it. It kind of looks natural. Tell me that doesn't look straight out of like a movie, TV commercial. And you could do this in basically every single side. Just for the fun, this is like an hour later. And as you can see, this one has absorbed all the sauce and everything. This looks exactly the same an hour later. This would be an amazing movie prop. I don't want to be dramatic, but as of right now, I'm being tracked by the FBI. So, hi FBI agent, thanks for helping me out with the Amazon purchase. I'm not sure about this. There's a strong possibility that I could literally create an explosion. I don't want to say it, because it might happen. There's a small chance that we might create an explosion in my house. I did some research on what creates this fake smoke. I believe it might be one product called hydrochloric acid, and the other one is ammonia. And together, it creates ammonium chloride. And ammonium chloride creates that fake corrosive smoke. Is it going to... my smoke alarm? Let's test out the batteries. Let's put gloves on. This is not a very good idea. Do not try this at home. And you know when I say it, it's gotta be something, because I never say it. Let's do this. Should we start with a small amount? I don't have lab equipment, so we're gonna use whatever we can find. Let's start with the less scary part of the experiment, which is to make our fake hot coffee. Obviously, when they're doing TV commercials, they can make a hot coffee, but then obviously it will go cold. They need to carry on and create the smoke effect, and they do that by mixing these two chemicals, allegedly. So I'm gonna add some water. This is our fake hot coffee. Obviously, this is cold. I mean, it kind of does look like real coffee. It's just not steaming. Maybe we need to add something dark in the background so you guys can see the steam. How do we do this? You know what, that will work. If there's steam, you will be able to see it. A professional. I'm gonna use 2 different spoons to make sure the liquids don't mix. We're gonna start with the ammonia. I shouldn't even keep both next to each other. How do I pour just a little bit out? I'm like, I don't have like lab equipment. Let's pour some ammonia in here. Great. This little glass here is ammonia. And this one is hydrochloric acid. Wow. Smells like hair bleach. Can they be next to each other? Why is it hurting my eyes? Interesting. And now, I'm not scared about this at all. Should we start with a little bit of ammonia? And this one on this side? Should we just start with like a few drops? I'm so scared. Let me move this away and then... nothing's happening? Is there smoke? I mean, it smells intense, but that's about it. Wait, I'm so disappointed. Is anything happening? There's no smoke. Wait, do you guys see smoke on camera? Kinda saw it for a second. What if we just do something crazy? No, wait, no, we shouldn't do that. That's a bad idea. Let's try again. 1, 2. It smells intense, but nothing is happening. Should we just be spicing up my coffee in the morning? And then... interesting. It smells very intense in here, but nothing is going on. Is it too much coffee maybe? Should we just add one into the other? Let me prepare to run. Wait, nothing's going on. My disappointment is unmeasurable. Not even a tiny explosion? Well, you know what? Let me take a sip maybe. I am so mad right now because I just knew that every single time I see a photo or a video of like a hot dog commercial, I just knew it wasn't realistic. And as it turns out, they've been using piping bags. You know the stuff you use to decorate cakes? That's how they're piping this ketchup and mustard. I'm only using ketchup because I don't have mustard. This makes complete sense. So what we're gonna do is we're going to grab... Why is this so difficult? So we're going to pour the ketchup in here. I had one job. Of course I had to do this. I'm actually gonna try to do a good job at this. Like, I used to spend my childhood practicing how to do the perfect like squiggle on a hot dog and always super disappointed with the result. Like, I'm gonna try to do it. It's the first impact that is always a problem. That looks terrible. And that's as good as it gets. This would be like better than average. And it still is pretty bad. And now that I know the secret, this makes perfect sense because in TV commercials, they're using just a piping bag. We're gonna twist it to make sure there's pressure. And you can basically pick the thickness of it. So this would be perfect. Let's see if it's a little smoother. Wait! This is more difficult. Why was this worse? Is it too small? Let's try a little bit thicker. Let's try this again. Let's just flip the hot dog and pretend like nothing ever happened. I'm only trying this again because I might have went a little bit too thin on the first one. Let's try this again. Okay, that's better. I still kind of suck at it. It's definitely a lot cleaner, so I'm going to show you like a close-up. So this would be the regular one, the one that you do at your barbecue. And this is the one with the piping bag. Honestly, I kind of prefer the other one. It's definitely smoother. It just doesn't look better. Maybe it takes practice, you know? No, actually, I disagree. I'm not sure about this. You'd have to be good at piping. I think that might be the key, which I'm not, obviously. You know what? Still a great hot dog. First grade. This is the most inexpensive cheese that I could find that is kind of the same color as like a Swiss like fancy cheese, and essentially we're going to transform this into a fancier cheese. This one is kind of shocking to me because imagine all the times that you're scrolling down Instagram and you think someone is eating a fancy charcuterie board, whatever it is, and turns out it's just cheddar cheese. Like, is that possible? Let's test it out. Ugh, I don't want to ruin the cheese getting it out. I'm trying to be careful here. How do you slice this to make it look like fancy cheese? Maybe like this? Is that how they've done it? I'm so confused. I think this was it. Not me trying to make a charcuterie board. And then like this, I think. I think this is it. It's kind of giving fancy already, so that's a good thing. And then this way. Even just cut like this, it already doesn't look like cheddar, and this is just great value white cheddar. Not me actually low-key slaying a charcuterie board. And because I'm over it, I'm just gonna do this one in one. And there we go. This alone is kind of a slay, like the fact that it already looks better than just great value cheese that literally cost $1.90. But then they go ahead and they make a hole in it to make it look like Swiss cheese. On the video they actually use a small tip, but mine is like a star and this is the only one I have. So I'm gonna try and do the same with this one, with the bigger one. This is not very easy, but if it works... Wait! I think this would trick me. Would this trick you guys? I can't get this out now. How do I get the cheese out? So the part they don't tell you is the cheese gets stuck in here, and how do you get it out? I don't know. Do we squeeze it out? Oh my god, that's kind of incredible. And just like that, you got a cheese topping for your cheese. This kind of works. It would fool me. I would be honest, I would think this is a fancy cheese, but I do think I should have done this a little bit smaller. Let me try to make it a little bit smaller now. Maybe like this small. It's really hard because mine is so big. But do you see how smooth it is? You would never think that somebody, only a psychopath would go through the effort of doing this, but you'd never think anything of it. So you can also do it, I guess, on the outer part. Should we try it on here? What if we did like a tiny, tiny one? Let's do this one in the corner. I'm not sure about the distribution of holes in cheeses. It's not something I specialize on, but I think some cheeses could even have 2 holes. Let's do one on here. Okay, slay. Okay, this one was not so slay. So altogether, it kind of starts to look like fancy cheese, right? So imagine you arrive somewhere and you look at this cheese and then you look at this one. Which one would you think is like the fanciest one? This one for sure, except it's just a trick. It's just a literal illusion. This is actually kind of hard to believe that by removing cheese, we made it look more fancy. From this to this, the same $1.50 block of cheese. And on this note, I hope this was enjoyable to you as it was to me. This was fascinating. You guys know, when you combine like the film industry, the food industry, conspiracy, it's my favorite type of videos to film. So I really hope you guys enjoy this. Send me TikToks for TV commercials that you might want me to try. DM me on Instagram. I always read them. I always say hi to you. Don't forget to give the video a like. If you want a part 2, I really mean it. That is the best way to let me know that you want a part 2. And subscribe and switch the notifications on, because if I do make a part 2, that's the only way you will know. So thank you for those of you who have the notifications on. Now let's talk about serious things. This looks beautiful. Like, how is this real? I mean, it's not. That's the whole point. I kind of like it. I don't know what Crisco is. It tastes like frosting. It's pretty delicious. That tastes like marshmallow. This is incredible. What? It's more edible than normal ice cream. How does it look like ice cream even after you bite it? Like, what technology is this? Who are these people making this? Every single video that I've seen in this video will be linked in the description down below, because credit is very important. I love you guys, and I will see you on my next video. I didn't wash this, did I? No. Bye bye.